Good morning, everyone. In today's lecture, we will learn something about modulation. So, what is modulation, why it is used in communication, and the different types of modulation. So, basically, if you understand it in that way, that like we are sending something from one user A to user B, and we want to send some information. So the information can be sent with the help of a wireless medium, or it can be sent with the help of a wired medium. When I'm saying wired medium, it can be a coaxial cable which can be used to transmit the information. So for the wired medium, the problem is that the users needs to be close to each other, and for each connection you need to have a dedicated line given to the users. For the wireless medium, when I'm saying wireless medium, it's a radio link between user A and user B. So the perfect example is like we are sending it through air. So air is our radio link between as a wireless medium, and you are assigning a certain set of frequencies which the users can use to send the information. So the transmitter and receiver will tune themselves onto those frequencies to hear the information and to send the information. So the information can be of any type, a voice signal, an email, TV signal, or the mobile communication between two users. Usually a voice signal contains frequencies up to 3 kilohertz, which are very low frequency signals, and the audible spectrum for them is 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. When I'm saying audible spectrum, spectrum is the another word for bandwidth. So you can use spectrum and bandwidth in place of each other. This voice signal or low frequency signal is known as baseband signal. So the information which we send very often is the voice signal. Even if we are talking on mobile, we are sending the voice signal from one point to another. For its transmission to long distance, some challenges needs to be addressed before you can send the information, because the voice signal can has very low frequency. It will travel a very small distance and then it will fade away. So that this signal is itself cannot reach long distances. A carrier is required to carry this signal to long distances, which is periodic in nature, called as carrier signal. So the carrier acts as a way, or the medium by which the signal travels from one place to some another. Properties of baseband signal needs to be modified in order for a signal to travel from one place to another. Thus the signal is usually the baseband signal. When I'm saying signal, it's baseband signal. So it some of its properties needs to uh, be changed with the help of carrier signal, and the carrier signal change its properties according to the baseband signal given to it. A signal has three basic properties which defines it. So you can say it as an amplitude, it has a frequency, and a phase. Now why modulation is used or utilized? We have a transmitter. So a transmitter usually have an antenna, and a receiver also has an antenna. So the frequency, or you can say the properties of the signal which we are sending from the transmitter or the receiver is receiving, they are dependent upon the size of the antenna. So either you increase the size of the antenna by which you are sending, or you change the properties. Now imagine, for sending a signal you have to build an antenna which is on a roof, like say on a roof of a building, and the antenna length is around like say 1 kilometer or 2 kilometer. So this is not practically possible. So we need to change some of these properties in order to reduce the size of the antenna. So the first option is reduce the size of the antenna. The size of the antenna from which the signal is transmitted plays an important role in correct reception of the signal at the receiver, and the length of the antenna is proportional to the wavelength of the signal you are sending, and the exact relation depends upon the type of antenna used. So we have strip antennas, we have parabolic antennas. These things you are going to learn in the chapters which will be dealing with respect to the antennas. So we have different shapes of antennas. you might have seen the towers, uh, different mobile towers and different TV towers, which have a different shape of antennas there. So, depending upon the, the type of information you are sending, the antenna will be different. The exact relation depends on the type of antenna used, as I told you. So, suppose we are using an antenna which has this relation with its length to the wavelength of the signal it's sending. So L is equals to lambda divided by 4. As we know, the relation between the velocity, or then can say the speed of light, with frequency and wavelength, c is equals to f lambda. Speed of light usually is 3 into 10 raised to the power 8 meter per second. The term here is speed of light. It's basically the speed of the signal by which the information is traveling. F is frequency of the signal. Lambda is wavelength of the transmitted signal. So from this, we can say that the L depends upon frequency also, because F and L have a relation to each other. So we can say for frequency of 5 kilohertz, so lambda will be equals to C divided by F, 3 into 10 raised to the power 8 divided by 5 into 10 raised to the power 3. 3 came from this kilohertz. So it will be 60,000 meter, or you can say that it will be 60 kilometer. And for this, as I told you that we are considering the relation between L and wavelength as equals to lambda equals to 4 times of L. So we can say L will be equals to 1 by 4 of lambda. So it will be 15 kilometers. So imagine, to send an information you have to use an antenna length equals to 15 kilometer. Clearly this size is not possible. Now if we increase our frequency to 10 megahertz, then it will lead to an antenna size of 7.5 meter. It is also a longer length, but it is, can say it is possible depending upon where you are placing this antenna. The second thing what modulation does is it reduces the interference. Now imagine we have 4 channels. We are sending the information related to 4 users, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, through a channel, and all of them are passing through the channel they are within a closed frequency range, f1, f2, f3 and f4. So what will happen is that you are sending the information through it, then that information which pass through the channel, those information will interfere with each other if you are not sending them with different frequencies. So here the first condition is that no frequency set is used. So signal received is with interference. So you are just randomly sending the information, and there is no set of rules you are applying to it. Now the condition changes. Now you are using different frequencies to send the information on the channel, and different carrier frequencies relatively far from each other. Now these carrier frequencies are far from each other. They are sending through the channel. They will be demodulated at the receiver without any error. Here I put the question mark. This question mark is for the first condition, when no frequency set is used, means no frequency is used to differentiate the baseband signal which we are sending. In the second one, what we are doing is we are basically using a carrier to carry the baseband signal, which is having a particular frequency, let's say f1, f2, f3 and f4. The third thing is that the use of modulation, it allows multiplexing. So you can see that we are sending here 4 signals on one channel. So it's due to the different frequencies, set of frequencies we are using, the channel is able to send all the information without less interference, and it can be demodulated at the receiver also. Now the types of modulation. Broadly speaking, we have two types of modulations. One is analog modulation, when the signal you are sending is a continuous waveform, and then you have a digital modulation also. Means the signal is sent in the forms of 1 and combination of 1 and 0. In this course, we are mostly dealing with analog modulation for the first 6 months, and depending upon how we goes, I will try to explain you about digital modulation also. Then we have continuous wave modulation. Analog modulation is further divided into continuous wave modulation. So we have the information in the form of some form of sine waves and cosine waves, and we have pulse modulation. When I'm saying pulse modulation, it is also continuous. Here it's not continuous. When I'm plotting it, it's showing 1 0 1 0, but it's like 1 and then it goes to 0 direct. So there is no continuous wave connecting between 1 and 0. But here it's a continuous wave. So as you can say, it's a square waves going from high to low, low to high. Here it's switching between 1 and 0 only. Okay. Now continuous wave modulation is further divided into three types of modulations. One is AM, FM and PM. All the abbreviations are written here. So AM is your amplitude modulation, FM is frequency modulation, PM is phase modulation. Pulse modulation is further divided into three: PAM, PWM, PPM and PCM. So PAM is pulse amplitude modulation, PWM is pulse width modulation, PPM is pulse position modulation, and the fourth one is pulse code modulation. So for the initial 6 months, we will be working on AM, FM and PM. Now as I told you, modulation is basically changing the properties of carrier signal with respect to the baseband signal. So the common terms which we are going to use here is baseband signal is termed as modulating signal, means the signal which is bringing the modulation. Carrier signal is carrier signal only, and the signal which we get after using modulating signal or baseband signal with the help of carrier signal is called as modulated signal. Okay, so the original form of the signal is modulating signal, or you can say it's a baseband signal. When we include carrier signal with it, it becomes a modulated signal. So the output which we are sending or we are transmitting. Now what is amplitude modulation? Amplitude modulation is when you are changing the amplitude of the carrier signal with respect to the baseband signal. Then it is called as amplitude modulation. Frequency modulation, when you are changing the frequency of the carrier signal with respect to the baseband signal. Remember that we are changing the properties of carrier signal using which signal? Modulating signal, or the term is baseband signal. When you are changing the phase, then it is phase modulation. These we will not discuss here, so I'm not explaining about them now. Digital modulation, if we have to explain about digital modulation, it is further divided into ASK, FSK and PSK. So ASK is amplitude shift keying, FSK is frequency shift keying and PSK is phase shift keying. In the next lecture, I'll cover the double band suppressed carrier modulation for AM, or you can say the amplitude modulation, and then we have single sideband also. So depending upon the length of the lectures, I'll divide into one part, two part. Let's see how it goes. I already uploaded the notes for the next lecture, so you can have a look before you look at the lecture. Thank you. Have a nice day.